Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Flatlands SMP. My name is Enter. We're in episode 12, guys, and last time we built this hedge maze, and I am trying to make my way out of it right now, and I'm already lost. Hey, we did it! So anyway, guys, in between episodes, I've done quite a bit of work with the villagers, and I've discovered some things. So we officially have Prop 4, Efficiency 5, and Unbreaking 2. I unfortunately couldn't find an Unbreaking 3 villager, so I have to combine them every time. Not too much of a problem, though. And of course, now we have 3 cartographers that give us insane amounts of emeralds for 1 glass pane. It's also really handy. I haven't actually had to go smelt our own sand. I've just been buying it from the librarians. I've also gone ahead and, pimped up all our armor and tools. So I have a full set of Prop 4, Breaking 3, and Mending. I've also prepared 2 more sets of armor. One for James the Douglas and one for Patnat. Patnat infamously does not like diamond armor, so I just went ahead and did it to random pieces, and I got my fancy axe back that I was so sad to have lost last episode. Anyway, there is something I want to show you. I just get some books real quick. I was watching Etho's latest episode of Hermitcraft, and in it he mentioned that there's going to be a new meta for XP, and I was interested in what he did. He said villagers would be, because of Efficiency 5 books and the grindstone, and I said, oh. So I immediately logged on to Flatlands, bought myself a bunch of Efficiency 5 books, and sure enough, you can get insane levels from these. For 1 emerald, I get basically an entire level, which means I'd no longer have to waste my time at the mob farm for, 30 minutes trying to get 30 levels. What's cool about it is that I can buy all the books here, then go ahead and buy all the efficiency books, disenchant them, and then just come back here and sell them all back for a profit. So now that we have villagers all set up and, pretty much all good for us, I mean, we could continue to improve on it, expand on it in future episodes, but I'm content for now. Now that that's done, we can move on to other projects. The first project that I actually want to start on now is a super smelter. We should have all the resources now, and I don't see any point in delaying it. We could use it to smelt up sandstone and normal sand for glass, as well as, just wood for charcoal. We have various things to smelt up that we might as well take advantage of. So this means we're actually finally giving the 3rd wall of the compound a little bit of love. And that should be all of the resources I need, just these bottom 2 lines here. Alright, let's get to building. This is the spot that I have designated for it. Okay, the farm should be complete. Not in the most, optimal spots. I didn't expect the tutorial to completely change the direction of the farm, but that's okay. I'll probably end up rebuilding this vertically, and then maybe a second one here, if I feel like it. But let's go ahead and test it out now. Fuel should go... Oh wow, that launched quickly. And then our... the things we want smelted should just have to go in there. And we might as well go take a look now. Is it smelting? It is. Biggest problem is that this is probably gonna, burn through fuel. Unless we do it a stack at a time, So this should all get exactly 8 sandstone. Which I think it did, just smelted some of it already. Yeah, okay, we're already getting a little bit of smooth sandstone. That was cool. I've never actually built a super smelter before. That was my first experience with one. Another idea I have for this episode, although not quite as messy and redstoney, is actually a bit of a build project, and also a bit of a grind. See, I'm really interested in the idea of collecting all the different mobs and stuff in the game into one spot. So we'll build something like a zoo. And I know that might sound a little bit weird, a little bit cruel, but we're also not exactly at, the end game. We don't even have elytras or shulker boxes, so how much of a good idea is this really going to be? Plus, we can't really have every mob in the game. Some mobs are just not going to be obtainable in Flatlands, and I know that. But I think building a zoo might open our eyes a little bit into how much we actually have access to. For instance, I've been gathering a lot of trader llamas every time I've seen a wandering trader wander around. After I finish trading with him, I'll steal his llamas. Yeah, these guys will have white carpet on them as well. I'm not sure if that helps them not despawn or something. But as you can see, there's already 3 different types of mobs here. We got the brown trader llama, the Manila Trader Llama and the white one. And actually this one right here and this one right here might be a different shade of white. If I had to think of some mobs that we won't be able to get, I immediately think of squids, because I've tried to look into making a squid farm. I mentioned that last episode before, actually, that we're not able to get black dye because squids don't spawn in desert biomes. The Stray, the Tundra exclusive mob with the slowness arrows. Snowmen, that's a big one. We're not able to get snow, so we can't make snow golems. You know, just mobs like that. You could probably go down a pretty big list. Parrots, pandas, you know, there's a lot. But in this episode, I want to go ahead and get a head start on that, and we might as well build it in the only quadrant of the base we haven't really built anything. And that's this one right over here. Okay, so we'll build it right across from Pat's mansion, and I imagine this will be a kind of a substantial build. This side of the compound is going to be quite heavy on those massive builds, huh? We're obviously not going to finish this in this episode, just wanted to get some planning done. I'm imagining this as a build kind of as big as the forest over there, and it really only include just like kind of a bunch of enclosures. Okay, so let's pretend that's the middle, and that's a staircase. We'll climb up, say, maybe 3 blocks, and then that's where we'll start the enclosures. So it could be kind of like a weird, just we stick a bunch of mobs in glass tubes kind of thing. Maybe we could do something like this, where we just ring the zoo in hostile mobs, and then on the inside just have more open fences, cages for the non-hostiles. You can just kind of maybe interact with them somehow, give them some wheat, carrots, potatoes, whatever that is they eat. You know, put saddles on pigs, let people ride them for a little bit. This, my friends, I think is a list of every mob we can possibly obtain in Flatlands. Feel free to pause, take a look. If I missed anything, please let me know, because I would really like to get every mob, or at least attempt to get every mob in this zoo here. But guys, I've been hard at work building the new structure for the zoo. As you can see, I've kind of got an outline going over there. I've got the height down, and I've got a bit of a design. It's kind of, you know, what we've done with the aqueduct, the sugarcane farm, even the villager trading hall, iron farm. You know, it's our design, our signature look anyway. Cages are where it's going to get really interesting though. So I've built this up high because I want to go down. You know, in some zoos you'll have like a big open area in the ground, you know, where you'll have like your more dangerous animals like your lions and your gorillas and stuff. I was thinking we could have some, you know, containment areas like that. So we'll have one for like nether mobs, one for end mobs. We can have a section for the passive mobs, the hostile mobs. Also on this list, there's a couple ones that have question marks on them. So if you haven't watched the latest episode of the Cakecore series of Flatlands, James, Patton, and I discovered a mine shaft, but we didn't find a cave spider spawner. There's a chance that there's not one, but there's also a chance that there might be one, which means that there's a chance we could get cave spiders in this world. Same thing with silverfish. I'm hoping we get to the end pretty soon here, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, so I guess we'll see if there's a silverfish spawner there. Yeah, those are the only two I'm unsure about. Everything else here is obtainable. One thing I should note, tropical fish, pufferfish, those are obtainable through trader villagers. I don't think they sell cod or salmon though, so we'll have to, you know, just not have those guys. And we're not going to go out of our way to get every type of tropical fish, because I'm pretty sure there's like 100 or something of those. Yeah, so we'll have a fish tank somewhere. We can probably put the drowned in the fish tank too, now that I think of it. So if you guys remember, it's been quite a while, but we did build a Star Wars themed area over here at the old, I think this was the first village we found. We even made up a new area for these guys. And I did this mostly out of sympathy, because James and Patnat kind of destroyed this village. They even blew up a giant hole over there that goes all the way down to the void, because we don't have bedrock in the world. It was never my intention to abandon this project. I like the idea of building a lot of Tatooine-themed builds, so I thought we'd start planning another one out. This will be the third freaking project we start in this episode. So this is going to be an interesting one to try and design. That's a decent shape. I don't want it to be too big. That'll just be the main, like the lowest part, and then we'll obviously have to extend it out probably quite a bit in like a circular fashion around it. If you're confused on what I'm trying to build here, I don't blame you. I'm thinking of making a sarlacc pit. That is actually one of the weird alien creature giant things that live in the sand and feed by sacrificial, you know, tributes by Jabba in Return of the Jedi. So guys, I feel like an idiot if I don't mention this, but I also feel like kind of kind of an idiot because I am mentioning it. But as you may know, there's a bit of a pandemic running around the US. People are panicking. This is probably one of the first things that's been so widespread that's actually affected me. Not that I'm sick or anyone I know is sick. I say that just because I may or may not have run out of paper towels the other day, and we had to go to the store, and there was kind of a challenge to find them. So there you go. There's been a lot of news lately about things closing down. A few of the big ones, I think, are Disneyland. Disneyland got closed down. And also, travel from Europe got basically postponed, I think, at least. I don't remember the exact wording of it. Basically, all travel from Europe to the US has been banned, which is interesting because that means James the Douglas probably wouldn't have been able to come to the US. I know the UK isn't included in that. He told me that his flight was through Amsterdam, which I guess isn't technically part of the UK. Forgive me if I don't know. If that's completely wrong, I'm kind of an idiot. I don't know my geography. But yeah, that either means he would have gotten a different flight through or his flight would have just been canceled and he would have been refunded, meaning that he wouldn't have been able to come. And heck, even if he did, I wouldn't imagine that it would be very wise to travel at this time, even from the UK to the US. I mean, there was a little bit going on even when he got here. I think he said he'd been asked if he had been to China in like the recent weeks or something like that. This is secondhand information, don't count it as truth. It's just crazy to think about that. Everything that we'd planned to do besides the Cakecore marathon just wouldn't have been able to happen. We're supposed to be quarantining ourselves. I mean, that's basically what my life is anyway. Although I am trying to find a job because I had to quit mine to go on the trip with James. And I can't help but feel that it's kind of affecting my job hunting just because people are too afraid to actually accept new hires now. I don't know if that's, a logical theory. But I mean, I've been hunting since the end of February, and I haven't been able to get much yet. I had one interview, and it didn't go too well. I got there, and they said the position had already been filled, so, like, it's kind of annoying. I'm really just grateful that it hasn't affected me too badly. Like, I've definitely felt the effects of it, but I'm also not suffering because of it, like some people. I am really liking how this is turning out. Wow, okay, so we've got a pretty big hole here, and this is actually working out better than I thought it would. So the Sarlacc pits kind of has like rims. It has like two rims of like lip looking things with these teeth on it. So I'm using this jungle wood for that around the edges, and I'm trying to use smooth sandstone slabs, kind of cover it up, give it more of a rugged look. This is going to be a really cool build when it's finished. But yeah, like I said, we're just starting projects today, guys. We're not finishing any. There's one more thing I want to try, and that is at the iron farm. As you can see, we have pretty much infinite poppies right now. Yeah, we can easily convert it all into bone meal. And I know we already have a bone meal farm with a cactus, but this is going to be helpful. We have way too many poppies, and I have no idea what to do with them. Well, bone meal is just generally useful. Alright guys, well that is going to conclude this episode of the Flatlands SMP. Thank you all for watching. My name has been Zenger. Of course, be sure to go check out the Cakecore channel, James's channel, and Patnat's channel for other Flatlands SMP content. And I will see you guys in the next episode. See ya.